So as a Databricks developer, this fast you need to get it. Right, add more filter here, and electronics we'll see 500 here. Okay, so this is what we have to get more on this column. Okay, so now I want to describe it, alter columns, update this one, and update this only for city equal to Chennai for this one single column value, single ID. So I can update it like this. I can select it. Okay, so select now. So whichever the city is Chennai, for that we'll have city I'm updating as Chennai for sale ID 1. Where the sale ID 1? Okay, this is the last one. The city is Chennai. So previously might be different. I want to drop a column. Okay, just I'm dropping a column directly from the sales table. Okay, since I added the column, we may get this way. Drop column is not supported for your delta table. So directly we cannot drop it. Please enable column mapping on your delta table with mapping mode is name. So we have to enable, this is the, so one concept here. So they have given already. So alter table name, set table properties, delta dot column mapping dot mode equal to name. So just to change it this way. So I'm altering now, then altering the dropping the column, it will be allowed. This column will not be available. So this way. So delete the data here, one single data, multiple records, one single record, all this we can do, delete state table. Truncate means entire table will be truncated. We will not have any data. So now if you see table is available, right? I want to drop the table. Truncate means data will be truncated, table structure will be there, but I want to drop the table. So truncate also will see. So I'm just truncating this. Truncated. So after that, I want to check this table. Nothing will be there, only structure will be available. So I want to load the data here. I will execute this load statement. Okay. Insert statement. I will insert it here. So inserted 10 records. So truncated, dropped. So I'm going to drop the table. So drop means entire table will be dropped. Okay. So in Oracle, if you have dropped a table, can you retrieve back table? No, right? That's it. If you drop in SQL Server dropped it, we cannot retrieve back. But in Databricks, we can retrieve. So that is in time travel. So default retention time is 7 days. Okay, 7 days in time travel. So today I have dropped it. Still I have time to retrieve back next Saturday. I can retrieve this table. I can go for undrop table name. So we can put drop. So after dropping it, I'm selecting this one. I have dropped the table. Nothing table or view does not exist, but I want to get back. I can put undrop. This is nothing but time travel. We can undrop it. It will be restored back. So unknowingly we have deleted the data, unknowingly we have truncated the data, or unknowingly we have dropped the table. We can retrieve back the data. So default time travel retention is 7 days here. We can change that as well. Entire entire database, we have to drop it. Okay, so how can I drop entire data, the catalog, right? So how can I do it? So drop catalog name. So if I put drop catalog name, so this way, and it will not allow because it will show that it is not empty because the catalog we have schema has tables, right? The particular schema has tables, multiple tables. It will not allow us to do this. But if you want to do, you have to use the keyword called cascade. It's very similar. This on delete cascade we have in our Oracle, right? Similar to this cascade, if you use, then it will drop entire catalog itself, entire catalog. So now if you go and select it, nothing will be there. Sales catalog is not there. So can I do undrop catalog name? Can I do undrop? So because I have dropped it, so I want to do undrop catalog name. So here, so we do not have undrop catalog because normally in our project will not do it because we will not have access. Okay, so entire catalog we will not drop it. So they will not allow us also, right? So undrop table name we have, but undrop catalog name we don't have. Okay, so does not support for the keyword catalog here. Okay, so you can close it. So this way we can practice this SQL. These SQLs kindly practice it. Basics of create table, alter table, add a column, drop a column, rename it a column, all this just to practice it. So all this we can go for. Okay. So doesn't this course is also include Databricks AI? No. This course is for data engineering. I'm going to take how to use AI, that is Genie code in our Databricks. This course is not for AI, Gen AI. Okay. So if you have the uh, perception like I will be taking Gen AI, no, I'm not taking Gen AI here. Gen AI is different course. Okay. So I'm not, so because to be clear, I'm not going to take AI here. I'm going to take, so how to use the AI in our day-to-day data engineering stuff. Okay, so two contexts we have. We are not going to create agent here. We are using the agent for our daily task. That is for data engineering side. Do we perform data backup recovery of these tables, delta, all this? Yes, we will do. So that is, we will take later. Okay. This is not GenAI course. So please go to that syllabus, then have the understanding. Because GenAI is separate training module I will take later. PySpark is not mentioned. No, it's a PySpark mentioned. PySpark is mentioned. Okay, so you can see that uh, complete PySpark I'm going to take because previously I thought of taking Databricks and then PySpark. So many of them are not from PySpark background. So first we will complete PySpark. So how I have taken this SQL because most of them are from SQL. SQL concept you can learn, but PySpark I will take. So PySpark, then we'll go to the Databricks concept. So that way we'll go. Okay. So please remember this course is not meant for Gen AI, not for data scientists. This course is for data engineering side for ELT process. So whoever wants to do ELT process, this is the one. So please go through the course content. So what I'm going to cover. So we are going to use the AI agent to create our day-to-day task, the PySpark code and this one, AI assistant, how to use the AI assistant in our code. Okay. Before executing, before executing alter command, you have set a property. So could you explain that? Which property? This one or this table properties? This one. So this because alter table, it will not allow to add a column, drop a column in Databricks. We have to set this one. Okay, so delta dot column mapping we have to do because this column I I have added, right, this discount column I have added it. That's the reason we have to do the column mapping. Okay, this one it did not perform the column mapping in the delta because I added extra here. So if we have already did the column mapping, then it will be available directly. You can drop it. But this one is the backend process. So if you are getting this error, just set the column mapping here, run it. This one. Okay. Still, you are not understanding about workspace. Can you please explain that workspace? Properties, how it will be useful in real time if you have 5 developers. Workspace. the place where we will do all our work. It's very simple. Even 5 developers or 10 developers are there. So everything you will be integrating this workspace with version control tool. Okay, version control tool. So whatever you are working on it, so this will be there in your local. Okay, so then you have to commit it. So then only others can see that. So that is another one. This workspace we can create for a different environment also. One workspace for dev, one workspace for QA, one workspace for UAT, another workspace for production. So if 5 developers are there, so all the developers will connect to the workspace and will be doing all the changes in the version control. It will be version controlled. It will be whatever the code you are writing it here, so that you are going to upload it. So don't get confused here. Workspace is multiple workspace we can have for dev, QA, and other different environment. We can create different workspaces. So others also can create a different workspace. Others also can create a different workspace for their role-based access control. Okay. So leave it workspace now. Just you start with this SQL editor and all this. So let me take one more session on workspace, all this on Databricks side, so that I will clearly explain. Okay. So start with this SQL. Please practice this. So only thing is we have started with SQL, basic SQL, DDL, DML, all this. You have to explore more on this and you have to create more tables, make use of all these SQLs and create a table, alter the table, or add a column, rename a column, drop a column, and then go for some functions, SQL statements. So after that, you can do some transformation logic. You can apply it, all this you can perform. Okay. So this way, run the query, start practicing it. Whatever the SQL code I'm right, with this one, this will get automatically saved in my workspace. Are you seeing that? In my workspace, this will be saved. Where I'm working, that space is called workspace. I hope you are clear. Okay, so don't get deeper into that word. Okay, what is this workspace and all? How it will be in real time? In real time, we'll be getting workspace name. That workspace will be connecting. That workspace will be pointing to your dev. Then connect to your account. Then take that. So I will give some homework for this creating the tables and all this. So you create it, but don't for homework. Don't use this Genie code. If you get some doubts, then use it because if you give that particular sheet, within a minute it will create all the code. So don't use it. Okay. So start learning it. After that, you can use it. So why I'm saying sometimes the Genie code is doing some mistake. So you troubleshooting purpose, we need the knowledge. Interview purpose and clearing the certification, we need some knowledge. Okay. So don't always depends on this Genie code here. Okay. So we will stop it here and other concept PySpark will start from next week. So from next week onwards, I will allow only the registered candidates. Today, some 3 to 4 members joined without registering it. I allowed it, but next week onwards, we'll have the registered one. So it will be more on the hands-on. So this week we have seen SQL. Next week we'll start with basic PySpark. Okay, so what is Spark, PySpark, everything will start from there. Okay, so complete PySpark we'll learn. After that, we'll go with this one. So we can use free account to create whatever you did SQL editor, right? Need to create trial account. Free account you do it. Free account. Just to do the free account. That's more than enough. Even if you are creating trial account, don't give any credit card information, right? This don't give any credit card information here. So tomorrow, if you see this $40 will not be available. It will consume. Okay. So you can go for free trial. That is fine. So what is the user ID? We can use it log into your site. Yeah, same user ID. Same user ID we have given, right? This one. If you are already registered for Snowflake or Informatica, same user ID you can use it, whatever the registered one. Previous content also will be there. This new content also I will add it there, the backend. Then you'll have both courses in one single account. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? What is time travel? Yeah, time travel, I will take the separate session. Okay. Because, for example, we did undrop the table, right? It since the table is in time travel, we we went back and retrieved back the table. For example, today I created a table. I updated a data. Okay, I updated data. So tomorrow I'm updating the data. Day after tomorrow I'm updating, inserting, updating. But next Sunday, make Saturday, next see these 3 days I did insert, update, delete all the operation I did on the tables. This Sunday I'm logging to this my Databricks account. I want to take that day. See, because if you do insert, update, delete, current data you can see from select star from the table name, right? Normally, if you take Oracle, select star from the table name, you will see the current data. If you want to see the old data, if you are doing update, then SCD types you have to maintain, right? SCD types. But here, SCD types for making the history. But here, you can go back to this previous state of the table and we can retrieve back the data, that particular date. That's the time travel. We can travel back, we can get, we'll have number of days that will take separate session. So if we need to increase the retention period of time travel 7 to 90s, can we do it here? Yeah. So don't worry about the time travel. I will take separate session for this time travel. Okay. We can increase it. We can change it. This default time travel to the number of days 30. So any days, number of days, we can change it. So that I will take later. So first to start with this one, time travel concept and all I will take later. Okay. So next week we are going to see this PySpark. We'll start from the PySpark, basics of PySpark. So if time permits, then I will take basics of SQL in Databricks. So how I started here. So I want to explain some data types actually, because data types are very important in Databricks as well as Snowflake. At least I have to give what is this binary data type. So different data type. All this if I'm going to take, so that will be helpful for you. If time permits, I will take. Okay. So one session on that, one day, one weekend session I will take. So what are you going to cover in this Databricks? So please go through that last week session. Okay, last week demo session, and please go through that the course content. Maybe I will share the course content after this. So these, so I thought of taking Spark. Okay, the PySpark later. This PySpark is nothing but, sorry, Spark is nothing but PySpark only. Okay, so don't get confused here. PySpark and plus Spark. Python plus Spark, we are going to use it here. That's a PySpark. So PySpark, I want to take middle, but now I'm thinking you are not, so you are basic level in the PySpark. First, I will complete PySpark. So then I will go to Databricks UI overview, clusters, notebook, job scheduling, all this will take one by one later. Okay. First, we'll complete the PySpark and then Spark SQL. Okay. One weekend, I will take Spark SQL with the date type, or maybe next week also. If I can complete SQL, then we'll go for PySpark. That will be good, right? So one weekend also I can take SQL, at least Spark SQL you can start with. Okay, so we'll stop it here. Thanks for your time.